Good afternoon, students. This is Dr. Morgan Phenix coming to you from Stanley, Virginia. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon, a chance to make a brief video for you all. I want to thank you for posting your introductions. Please do go back and look at the introductions. I've responded to each and every one of them that were posted prior to yesterday evening. And I do include some ideas and at least some indication of how you might do a final project in this class. Go back and take a look if you want, and look at some other people's what they're saying. Okay, those of you who submitted the journal article critiques early, it gives me a chance to probably to tell how many people are watching the video, and it's probably about 80% is my guess. Alrighty, so here I'm going to do it anyway. Just an outside chance that some of those folks who have not seen the video will watch it this time. And there have been some questions as well. But here we go, probably from people who watch the video carefully. All right, citation goes at the top only. There is no reference page. No reference page. No headings. Okay, no headings. It's only one page long, double spaced anyway. There's not room for that. You're going to begin with the author's thesis in your own words. Very first sentence. We don't need any introductory sentences there that sound like you're leading up to a 5-paragraph essay. This is a one-page distillation. Okay, you're distilling the ideas of somebody else's very, very critical work. Okay, so the author's thesis in your own words, then the author's supporting information from what it is they've written, and then your critique of it, telling me that you know that there are some things in that person's work that you can use that have been demonstrated to be effective. Strategies, okay, interventions and strategies. And I'll take a point off or 2 or 3 points off if you really don't get into that idea that what you learn here is to be applied in the real world and can be applied or could be. Or if it's not there, say this article really wasn't worth getting into because there's nothing that's of use here. It's some good ideas, but there's nothing of use for me. And that becomes part of your critique. Get points for that, right? And then how it relates to your work, your final project, to your life. Again, one page only, no research, no headings, clarity of thought, okay, and economy of effort. For the discussion board, I haven't looked at them yet, but I know that I've given you these demands, or well, not demands. This is a requirement: 300-word post by Thursday and 200-word responses by Sunday evening. Quotes are not part of your word count, and I had this big word reference here, and it caused some consternation in a way. The reference is very, very important, but for those of you who are lucky enough to be watching this video, I'm going to lighten up on that a little bit. I'll tell you why and how. The need for reference is to add authority to your good voice. Okay, you tell a person, "Gosh, I really liked your post." Okay, and just to end that with an exclamation point doesn't give them any substantive material. You have to tell them why and how you agree with it, how maybe you don't, how you have the similar kinds of responses and experiences in your life and programs running in your school that are like what they're saying. Okay, but the reference has to do with relating what it is you are saying that you know about to people who have really spent a lifetime working on this. Okay, and I'll give you the 3 best places to go for your reference. Dude, please, searching out outside research, please do not do that. Don't search out outside research to use for the response or even for your initial thread. You don't have to do that here. Okay, best source, Ruby Payne. Second best source, or equally best source, Lorraine Monroe. Okay, the Superman DVD, also Guggenheim's work, is just fine too. And there are presentations and videos within this course embedded here in the reading and study on a weekly basis. They're required for you to look at them. Use that as your reference. And then if you use that as your reference, no APA reference down at the bottom, because it's common material. These are referred to in our syllabus, so you're covered. Okay, and in the course content in Blackboard, you're covered. Just do a little in-text, Payne, and then put the year of the edition that you have. Okay, of her text or of Lorraine Monroe. Just put Monroe, boom, comma, and so on. Alrighty, that's all you got to do there, and that's about it. Okay, now here we go for week 3. Looking ahead, you have the final project, and it's part 1 of the final project that you'll be working on in week 3. And it's an idea paper. It's a 1-page idea paper in which you are basically supplying a thesis of your wish of, I want to build I want to build a backpack program to deal with the problem of food insecurity and then name your town. Then give the demographics, which will be Title I schools probably, and degrees of poverty and pockets of poverty in your town or in your county, okay? And then how you would do it, the idea of how you would do it, and that's all you need there. That's all you need, okay? And it's a one page and it's done deal. And then for week 8, you'll be turning in a full project with 8 subheadings, with eight headings and many subheadings within those headings. Be looking at that in advance. But for week 3, and you can do one of several kinds of things for this project. You can build a school. Okay, you can build the whole school. Jason Hilgeman did that. He was a student in the class. He said, I want to build a school in the Dominican Republic. And I'll give you the links to this. Freedom Ministries International, Jason and Pamela Hilgeman. They're building the school. They're buying school buses to bring these kids in from the sugarcane fields. They have no educational opportunity whatsoever. None. Okay, none. They're going to go to work in the fields, or they can go to this school. It has been built. It's still in the process. So go and take a look at that. That was out of this course. I don't take responsibility for it. I don't claim it, but I claim it. It's beautiful to see it, but I don't take responsibility. Jason did it, and his wife, and the team of people. And you can go down there and work as a volunteer. The backpack program. Rhonda Puckett did a beautiful PowerPoint presentation for her final project, and some students use PowerPoint, some use text. And a beautiful backpack program. And I'll give you a link to her PowerPoint. I'll supply that in next week's announcements. Unaccompanied children at the border, immigrant children. Immigrant children is not a problem about immigration policy, okay, and building a wall. It really isn't about that. It's about migration, okay? And children who arrive on our territory here, children are covered under the Constitution, protected, okay? And so that's what people have found out to do, send the kids across. Imagine sending your children across so that they can survive. Imagine what that scenario describes, okay? So stay away from the politics of immigration, and let's talk about what do we do with the child when it's in front of our door in our school, okay? Diversity in this world, it's a dangerous subject, because it has to do with politics, it has to do with prejudice, it has to do with power, it has to do with privilege. The people who are debating immigrant children have more privilege and more power than all of us in our 2 sections of this class put together. More privilege than all of us put together, okay? And therefore, their job is to be a better person than all of us put together as well. And they need to be that, to deal with these issues, okay? How about alternative academies to keep children close to the school where they're going to be expelled from for reasons of real bad misbehavior, okay? Is it the child's fault? Well, let's blame the child and expel them, okay? Well, no, we got to try to keep them close to us, okay? You do it, okay? And here's the last thing, because if we're dealing with these kind of issues, okay, food insecurity and a Christian focus in public schools, boy, once you do that one, I'll tell you, Christian focus in public schools, it can be done. We did it at Page County High School where I was principal. It's easily done, and people want it. You can build an entire school, you can build a project. But here's the last thing. Please stay away from the cliches. I do not want to have you say on any place, on any of your final projects, that you want to build a quality education. You want to make a quality education available to students. Well, Jason Hilgeman, that he did that. Okay, but for you and for me, working in this country, we have every opportunity already in front of us to provide quality education. Even if you're a teacher working in a bad school, with poor materials and with all kinds of other issues going on, you can still provide a quality education to the students that are in front of you. So stay away from the cliches. I want to build a school where all students can learn, where all children can learn. I guarantee you they can learn. In any case, they can learn. Okay, but what are they going to learn? What are you going to put together? Talk about what it is you're going to do, rather than these broad cliches that seem to make us feel better. I want to build a school where all kids can succeed. Well, all kids can succeed. We have every evidence that all children can succeed. Okay, how are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? Good luck, folks. I hope this is enough for today. I hope it hasn't gone over too long. I haven't looked at it what the time. If it's over 10 minutes, it's too long. I appreciate that you stayed for the end of the video. If I don't need you to reply on a weekly basis, if there's something I can do more on the video or less on the video, please let me know. And you can do that publicly. I don't care. Or send me an email. If you have a question, send an email, and we'll get it back to the entire class. We'll reflect it back, but without your name on it, of course. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time. Have a great week here. Okay, we'll see you next time. Lord willing. Bye-bye.